that can handle your closing in the most effective manner? If yes, please get in touch with Rakesh Joshi at 416 213 8600. Joshi Law Office provides all the legal advices about real estate law, business law, immigration laws, notarization and affidavits, wills and trust. Give them a call today, 416 213 8600. Are you looking for reliable immigration services? If yes, contact Sukhi Paul at 647 296 4575 or office phone number 905 790 8877. They are located at 219 220 at 7956 Torban Road. It's right at the intersection of Torban Road and Steeles Avenue West. Contact them for all kind of visa services. Finding an honest and diligent insurance and investment advisor is a rarity these days. If you're looking for great advice, contact Mr. Bhupendra Mane, who is the regional director of Cosmos Financial Center. They are located at Union number 830 Top Flight Drive, Mississauga. The phone number to call is 647 448 6229. Give them a call today. Is your business suffering from performance? If yes, it is the right time to call Ravinder Duggi at 416 807 7986. She will find out the weak points and the points where the performance issues are paramount and help you fix those issues. Give her a call today. Do not be late. Are you looking to buy or sell your home or any commercial real estate? If yes, call me today at 647 333 2273 or 647 328 3279. I provide services in real estate and mortgages. I am mortgage broker with Akal Mortgages Inc., where when we say yes, we stand behind our promise. Reach out to me today. Do you want to shop right without burning your pockets? If yes, please visit Monisha Discount Warehouse at 377 Burnhamthorpe Road, East Mississauga, Ontario. They are the best. They have all kind of Indian, Pakistani and other local stuff that you can buy at literally throwaway prices. Contact them at 905 361 0773. Monisha Discount Warehouse. D.P. Jain is a well-known name in the fields of accounting. You can contact him today at his cell number 416 305 0080 or his office number 905 790 9327. Once you start working with him, you will never want to leave him. He is 5-star professional. Call him today. D.P. Jain Professional Corporation. PC24 RE TV is heard over so many different channels. If you want to promote your business for free, call me at 647 333 2273. You can also send your artwork to contact at paulcheema.com. We are here to be partners in your business success. 647 333 2273. PC24 RE TV ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮੁੜ ਤੋਂ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ। ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਅੱਜ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੰਬਾ ਚੌੜਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਡਿਸਕਸ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਹੈਗਾ। ਅਸੀਂ ਥੋੜੀ ਦੇਰ ਨੂੰ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਅਮਰਿਤਪਾਲ ਸੁਰਾ ਨਾਲ। ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਕਾਨ ਖਰੀਦਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਅਹਿਸਾਸ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀਜ਼ ਜੁੜੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ। ਅਲਾਈਡ ਔਰ ਐਫੀਲੀਏਟਡ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਈ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਹੋਮ ਇੰਸਪੈਕਟਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, डक्ट क्लीनर्स हो गए, कंट्रैक्टर्स हो गए, क्लीनर्स हो गए, स्टेजर्स हो गए, so many lawyers involved हो गए, home inspectors आ गए. There's tons of industry that get connected to your property at the time of purchase and sale. ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੁਝ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹਾਂਗੇ। ਅੱਜ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਬਾਟਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੇਨ ਟੌਪਿਕ ਸਾਡਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਚੱਲਾਂਗੇ। ਸੌਰੀ ਬਾਟਮ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੱਧਰੋਂ ਆ ਗਿਆ। ਬੈਲ ਬਟਨ ਦਾ ਜ਼ਮਾਨਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਕਦੇ, ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਦਿਮਾਗ 'ਚ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਗਈ। आओ आप अपने गेस्ट मिस्टर अमृतपाल सूरा का स्वागत करिए। मिस्टर सूरा, वेलकम टू PC 24's Thursday spot for you.
Good
How are you?
morning. I'm very well. How are you doing? Thank you for having me again.
I wake you
Another
up early
wonderful
morning because BC is what is 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock this time, 7:42.
7:42 at the present time, but yeah, we like to start early. Obviously, everyone's like you mentioned. We're all interrelated in some way or another. Now, one of the things that's very important is I was having this discussion with another service provider the other day, and I says, well, at the end of the day, people rely on you to provide comfort without even him thinking that, okay, my job is so important. The comfort within an office, the office temperature, how the heating and cooling is going. So the main point being that without realizing everybody is somehow impacted. And then going back to what you said about how our industry really relies on the community network, whether somebody requires the service of a handyman or the service of um, you know just laborers to be able to help you with the boxes that you're putting in the vans. The the third or the fourth tier industries that are interconnected. We all play a big part on essentially one transaction can change thousands of people's lives on a daily basis. So if we take a deep dive into how that works out, it really impacts things moving forward. And you had a quick mention or a quick word about how things are progressing because of the new announcements and the new rate changes. How is that going to affect transactions? People are still going to need to move, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether people are utilizing real estate in order to facilitate shelter,
Mm-hmm.
meaning buying properties to rent them out, people are still going to keep moving to Canada. And then, later on, things will improve. And at the end of the day, uh, it's just a cycle of how people are going to manage, the higher payments. The bank is quite strict on qualifying people
Yeah.
at a higher rate in order to perform on their monthly payments. So I think at the end of the day, if the industry continues on with uh, the regulations needed, where everyone is legitimately providing the correct documents at the right time in order to qualify without putting major burden on an individual financially, because
Mm-hmm.
it could be life changing. It could be life changing on taking that risk, and if you didn't take that risk, you wouldn't know.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely. Talking about industry, Amritpal Sura, that is really a vast topic. Like when someone buys a house, two realtors get involved, two lawyers get involved. Then comes home inspector. And when home inspect is done, there may be some deficiency in the property, which either the seller fixes today or the buyer will get fixed tomorrow after he closes. That means hiring a handyman. Hiring a handyman means there will be some material purchase. That will be another dimension to that. Maybe Home Depot makes some money, or Rona or any other Lowe's store. So this is how the chain goes at one end. But then it goes on to the lawyer side. When lawyer works, then there are many assistants with the lawyer who make money because the lawyer gets business from us. We are helping the economy in a very, very big way. Then the government makes money because it taxes the sales. I wish I was in Alberta, but here in Ontario, many other provinces, we are paying heavy land transfer tax. That is another source of income for the government to raise funds for the benefit of society as a whole. And what other business comes? Photograph. When you list a property, you sell a property, there are pictures taken, carpet, uh, changing of flooring, changing of windows. Oh my God, tons and tons of industry gets rattled up. It's like throwing a pebble in a still water when you sell a house. And
The
the
ripple
ripple
effect.
effect goes far and wide. Many people make money out of your transaction because people are excited when they move in and they want new curtains. They want those California shutters. Oh, I so dearly love the granite countertop. Throw it away. So
Mhm.
the excitement, the emotion that drives the market in a very different way. So currently, the way market is going down every passing day, people are very speculative. So many industries have been affected, resulting into highest cost of material because all these businesses have to make a living at end of the day. They have to even out their expenses and their income. It's a big game going on, and the rates are still not coming down. The inflation is still high up. And I keep seeing people's posts who want to be a realtor. Is it a good time to be a realtor? Well, we can talk about that. I would like to have your take on this. So, which is the best profession? Mortgages or real estate, or just be an appraiser, or just be a handyman, or become a renovator, contractor? There are tons of industry that is connected to the houses. People made money and they will keep making money. Have you heard this talk of recession in your area, Mr. Sura?
So again, obviously from the consumer standpoint, you do hear that because you have to, being a realtor, you're going to
I'm going to
have to
stop you
sit.
here for a second. If you look at the social feed, it says,
Yeah,
are we in a recession? No, but here's what you need to know. It is a wealth transfer.
right. It is a wealth transfer. So again, we're there to settle the nerves of uh, of the consumer at the end of the day. Is it the right time to sell? Is it the right time to buy?
Yeah.
Now, one of my clients that we've done transactions with the other day said, um, maybe we should wait. I said, well, here's the thing. Um, you can wait, but then you're going to be in a position thinking, well, I should have probably pulled the trigger when we were there. However, um, there's always going to be opportunities. So you got to analyze backwards and think, okay, is it the right time, um, you
Buy or
know,
sell.
to buy or sell? It's only going to be the right time when, um, one, the individual is ready, or if it's a investment um, exit,
Hmm.
then it makes sense financially. When
Absolutely.
the majority of transactions are happening, it's for the benefit of um, the people to for their own peace and enjoyment. Um, it's it's the requirement of shelter on a personal level.
Yes.
Now, when you going into investments, they're providing shelter, so they're also required to make decisions based on how the financing works. So and appropriately. whether people think it's worth waiting. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for uh, a $20,000 difference, which would calculate on 25-year amortization, probably about $50 or $60 additional a month,
Mhm.
right? Which is $2 a day, which is a cup of coffee,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
So obviously the bank's main role is to lend money. Are they going to stop lending
Absolutely. That
money?
is very true. Today, if you look at this screen, this shows Canadian home buyers face least affordable market in a generation. This report has come from RBC, and I hope I'm not sure if you can see it completely because it gets trimmed on the side. I will talk about it in detail when we go to this segment. And this is such a strange market, people. It says sky high prices and rising interest rate, mal affordability. People are being beaten down very aggressively. Situation in Vancouver, Toronto, and Victoria reaches extreme. The prairies and some East Coast markets still boast relatively affordable conditions despite deterioration. Affordability expected to worsen before getting better. So this is overall sentiment of the market today. So when we talk about recession, I guess people are becoming very much concerned that recession may not be far. If Bank of Canada keeps disturbing the rates, which we expect to go up by another, I guess, 75 basis points. This is a pretty good, estimate in today's market. We may look at these prices going up, and once it goes up, it's going to be catastrophic for many people. People are on brink of turning the keys down, say, hey, I don't want this house, take this property. Canadian market is very different from American market. But American market suffered very big times somewhere in 89s when people threw the keys away and they just walked away from the houses. Say, okay, sell the house, and the houses weren't selling. Everyone was having loss. Even the banks were losing money. The way I am told the system works in America, if you have money, you can lend out, you can give anyone first mortgage. So many such mortgages were purchased by the bank later on. So those mortgages were not qualified mortgage. And there were not one or two, there are thousands and thousands of mortgages which were done by influential but then later sold to the big banks. No criteria was checked. All those people were vulnerable people. When the rates went up, they couldn't handle the payments. And that triggered a firework which basically ignited the whole of US on the housing side. And this ripple effect was caught by Canada too, and we also followed suit. This is how the market actually changes, and we can't control our neighbor. They do what pleases them and their population. In Canada, the mortgages are still very tight. The criteria is very stringent, and the banks are not buying your mortgage. If Amritpal Sura gave $2 million mortgage to someone without qualifying, and then he sells that to the bank and say, hey, this is the mortgage. He owes me $2 million, but I will sell it to you for $1.5 million, and you can make $500,000 profit off this mortgage. And banks say, okay, we'll take it, but eventually they make nothing. So you just sell your mortgage to someone else and then cash it out, and the bank, who is a new lender now, loses all that money. That's what I'm told happened way back in 89s when the big recession hit. That was somewhere around the time, 89, guess. Am I right? I'm not that old though, but somewhere around 89 was this whole story. And I wasn't in Canada, and in India, We don't buy based on the rates bank gives us. We buy because we have to buy. All my life in India, Mr. Sura, I never heard anyone saying, oh, the rates went up, we cannot buy a house. Even today, they just buy. The Reserve Bank of India raised interest, but did it cause any trouble there? No, it did not. The houses are still selling the way they were selling before. We never looked at the interest rates. I'm not sure in Kenya how it was done when you moved from there to the side. Strange world, eh? Different
So yeah,
regulations, different mindsets.
different mindsets, definitely. I mean, North America itself is heavily, in my opinion, affected by real estate. At the end of the day, um, uh, the bank's job is to sell debt, right? So at the end of the day, they're able to um, pretty much guide the market in a way that's going to be viable. Does it mean it's going to stop transactions? I don't think so. There's still going to be a requirement and a need.
Mm-hmm.
If we compare the population of Canada to the population of the United States, and the land mass available here,
Mm-hmm.
um, for the future of Canada looks phenomenal because there's availability of resources and also areas to develop. So
Mm-hmm.
areas to develop means, okay, in the grand scheme of things, maybe in the next 50 years, uh, the population might double,
Mm-hmm.
right? Will it double? We don't know. But based on how they're opening up to immigration,
Yeah.
because I talk to a lot of immigration consultants as well. You probably do as well. Um, so their main operation is to engage people who have available funds,
Mm-hmm.
who want to transition, bring their children into um the Western world, a thriving country, a safe haven,
Mm-hmm.
in order to educate their children, have the health care, be in a position where you're able to build something for yourself over the long term. So
Mm-hmm.
you said it quite clearly when you started the show. The uneasiness of the market will not always be there. So now's the
Absolutely.
opportunity. Now's the opportunity, and what's going to end up happening is the dynamic shift is going to be, okay. The newcomers, because
Mm-hmm.
some lenders also have newcomer incentives. So the newcomers come along and they're buying businesses to facilitate other aspects of the growth for their purposes of being here. So they'll buy a business. They'll be able to employ um, uh, newcomers, as
Yeah.
well as be influential within the communities, help the community grow,
Mm-hmm.
providing job to local community.
Yeah.
Um, so when the bank analyzes somebody who's a newcomer in 3 years, are they a good risk? Well, okay, they are a good risk. And then this business, facilitated by, let's say, for example, RBC, they've got a client on several different product levels over the course of the next 15 to 25 years at least.
Mm-hmm.
you know so with them promoting one thing, they're also directing other services to the consumer as well. So um, the uneasiness of the market, it'll always be uneasy for the people who think, okay, well, is it a good time or bad time? Well, if you have the funding, enact it and make it a decision that you live by, right?
Absolutely. The bottom line is, Mr. Sura, I spoke about ratios, service ratios yesterday. People think the house prices will keep going down. Okay, I agree. It will keep down for a while. As long as the rates are going up, the prices will keep coming down. And the problem is not as much as buying capacity of people, the confidence level is very low. They think, okay, I will buy next month. Maybe the house price will be 100,000 cheaper than today. Next month they say, oh, you know what? Let me wait another month. Maybe I will get $100,000 break again. So if I get $200,000 break in 2 months, bingo, I am very wise. But within these 2 months, something changes in affordability. 2 months ago, he was paying 2.5% rate of interest, and everything was within his GDS, TDS level, the ratios banks look at before they qualify you. But 2 months down the lane, he's looking at 5.24% rate of interest. And now the qualifying criteria is no longer 5.25, which was the stress test before. Now the stress test has gone up to 7.24%. It is contract rate plus 2% or 5.25%, whichever is lower than the contract rate. If the contract rate is, let's say, 3%, they will qualify you against 5.25%. If the contract rate is 3.5%, they will qualify you against 5.5%. If the contract rate is 4%, the qualification criteria is 4 plus 2, 6%. So now the same individual who was qualifying 2 months ago, now at a newer qualifying criteria of 7.25% or 24%, the ratios are out now. When the ratios are out, guess what? His affordability comes down because he can get the same house under two major conditions. A, increase his down payment. He was paying 20%, so he has to maybe bring 30% down if he has that money. And also be ready for the shortfall in appraised value. And the second is, I forgot what I was going to say. So two conditions in which he can qualify. Down payment is one thing. He will have to go up the down payment. Or, oh my God, my brain sometimes acts very weird because this is not a scripted show. We are just live human beings talking. Or the ratios can only come in between the allowable ratios if he increases down payment. Or he lowers, yes, I got it, I'm back. My mind is connected again. Or if he lowers his home purchase price. Instead of buying $1.2 million home, so he may be looking at $900,000 home now. So the debt service ratios still fall within the range. There is no other way you can qualify for a property. And if you keep delaying, like follow those TikTok videos where say, hey, every agent was saying it is the right time to buy, but I told you don't buy today. House price will be cheaper by $500,000 in a month. Buy then, but then he's only looking at one thing, the price of the property, and he is disregarding other factors that are at play: market, the consumer confidence, the inflation, the level it is reaching up, and banks can change things all of a sudden because it is still going up. The inflation is not stopping. We are at 7.7%. We were at 6.8% last month. Can you believe that? This is how inflation is going out of control. And this is not Canada. This is not Ontario or BC. This phenomenon is worldwide. Every bank, every central bank throughout the world, countries is suffering, is doing what it needs to do to bring the inflation down. It's a global inflation. And that's why, Amrit, I think recession is just around the corner. I may be wrong. I want to be proven wrong on this. But this is where we are.
So yeah, again, it doesn't change. Like you've just literally educated in the space of 2.5 minutes. And an in-depth education is always a next level of consultation. When you explained about the ratios and the price correlation, it's a huge impact because the answers to a buyer, okay, should I be buying now or shall I wait a month? Well, in a synopsis scenario where you've said, okay, yes, you can wait, but then your qualification is going to be different at that point in time as well. So what it really boils down to is, the banks are so, clever enough to basically guide you within that criteria. So your payments are going to be the same in whether you wait or whether you purchase now, right?
Yep.
In a nutshell, that's what you're saying. Between the $100,000 difference or the $20,000 difference or $50,000 difference in the price of the home, you may end up paying the same mortgage payment, but you've just waited.
Yep.
Right? So, and then on, a question I had for you is when you're looking at consulting with a mortgage consumer, is variable rate the right way, or is a fixed rate, being the volatile market that it is right now?
Yes, it's indeed a very good question, and I did talk about it a few days back because the rates on this, I will show you a screen right here. If you look at the rates right now, you will see that these are the current rates in the market. 1 year starts at 409, which used to be 309 a couple months back, and 5 year, which is most commonly used term for the mortgage, it is 5.24% if you're putting down 20%. And if you're putting down less than 20% and you're a first time home buyer, the rate given to you is 4.84. People ask me why people who pay less get low rate. Well, there is another premium which many people will not factor in, which could be as high as 4.1% of the purchase price. That may contribute to some percentage in the rate. Maybe that's why the break is, and those mortgages carry little or no risk at all because they are insured by CMHC. So if you look down, 5-year variable is 2.80%. If you take 5-year variable term versus 5-year fixed term, then automatically people will lean toward variable rate because 2.80%, because prime is 3.70%. There's a huge difference today between variable and the fixed rate, and this disconnect, this kind of gap, they call it as anomaly too. They think this is some defective mechanism in place. For someone who is looking to qualify on variable 2.80, the qualifying rate will be 5.25%. But for the same term, going fixed, the qualifying criteria will be 7.24%. And this is something total disparity among two scenarios. But the thought given is sooner or later, this is going to match up. Because if Bank of Canada goes 75 basis points higher after this July 13th announcement, then your prime rate, I just pulled my calculator, the prime rate you are looking at from 3.7 will be addition of 0.75. Oops, 3.7 plus 0.75. You are looking at 4.45 interest rate. Sorry, the prime rate. All variable mortgages are based off prime rate. As prime rate goes up, your payments may start increasing. Everybody today is leaning toward variable. Today is the good time to go variable, if that answers your question, Amrit, because variable still gets you a better mortgage and a bigger house, while the fixed rate will not get you that at this moment. I'm not sure how they're going to fix this anomaly between two different qualifying criteria. It may soon come in picture. We will be looking into that. Once the variable touch the same rate, the bank is going to add 200 basis point to qualify people. Let's say the variable rate is 4.20% at a future date. Then you will not be qualified at 5.25. You will be qualified at 6.20%. That will start playing very soon. So, and if your variable is a capped variable, capped variable, like the mortgage payment will not increase. They will stay here at this point, right? And so it has two different components, interest component and the principal component. So if it is a capped variable rate, your mortgage is, let's say, $3,000. The rate go up. Out of $3,000, before rate went up, your principal was 1,000, interest was 2,000. Now, as the rates go up, your interest might be, let's say, $2,500, and your principal may come down to $500. And at some point, it might eat into your whole principal, that you're just paying interest, nothing else, officially. But then there are mortgages which are simply variable. Increase in rate will increase the payment. This month you are paying $3,000, rate goes up, then you start paying $3,500. Rate goes up, you pay $4,000. That scenario may lead into different trouble. So yes, in a nutshell, in today's scenario, variable is way better choice than fixed, but it won't last for long. And as the rates go up, banks may reduce the pre-approval period. It used to be 120 days. They may say, okay, 60 days pre-approval now, because they don't know. They don't want to commit for something that will put banks to a loss. Many lenders on the private side or alternative lending side has stopped accepting applications for mortgages. They know that after July, the rates will be way higher. So many banks will not take application till September. Be cautious, guys. When to buy may not be your choice solely. It may be driven by the whole system. The system will tell you when to buy. You may lose your choice. So, did I answer your question, or you want more clarification, Mr. Amrit?
No, this is 100%. Again, it kind of hits the nail right in the head. People have to be able to expect how they're going to manage the payments.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The bank wants
is really very hard these days. I'm looking at BMO Bank of Montreal's statement here. It says Canadian consumer prices jumped 1.4% in May, driving the annual headline inflation rate up to 7.7% year over year from 6.8% the prior month, and making the fastest pace since 1983. It says in seasonally adjusted terms, prices were up 1.1% month over month, the fastest monthly rise since the series began in 1992. The hefty increase, was well above seemingly heated expectations and was spearheaded by a 12% surge in gasoline prices in the month. But make no mistake, price gains were spread far and wide, with all three measures of core taking another big step up from upwardly revised levels. The crude average of the three matrices stepped up three ticks to just above 4.7%. And so inflation is really out of control. There's something you can't control right now. That's the point of worry. So I really blame many professionals who are sending out wrong messages, talking something that people want to hear. The buyer wants to hear. The house price will go down, buy at that time, and then they get traction on social media, but that will be a very misleading guidance. They will end up in a situation where they may not buy a house later. And the funny thing is, I see them saying, oh, many agents will say buy today, because they are, this is their job. This is how they want to say, they want to sell and help you buy. But I'm the only honest individual who is telling you, wait, because the house will go down. Such a misleading statement, trying to make themselves look a favorite person of choice when time comes. These people will not be able to buy a house for their clients. I can guarantee you that. Because they are only looking at one metric, which is home prices. They are totally disregarding inflation, totally disregarding rates, totally disregarding service ratios, and that's not a good advice. If an advice does not encompass all the controlling factors on the price of a particular product, it is always a misleading advice, according to my understanding.
You're right. Absolutely. I mean, taking the advice, taking the time to analyze the situation is very, very important at the end of the day.
Yeah. Where are the Abbotsford prices headed up?
Well, they're not exactly headed up. There's, like you know, on your screen, some have dropped, some have gained. We're seeing the same kind of thing here within the Fraser Valley region as a whole. I think the time on the market with properties being marketed to the potential buyers at the end of the day is a little bit longer. It's not as aggressive as before. You kind of get into a position where with buyers, they'll be excited to know that, okay, there's more and more opportunities. But then again, like you're saying, you want to make a really wise decision based on your purse, because if you don't have the additional down payment, then reality is that your mortgage payments are going to be higher than what you're capable of. So at the end of the day, things are moving. Things are moving here, not as they were before, but like I said, I mean, British Columbia is a popular place for people who migrate to Canada. So
yes, that's true.
We're seeing anywhere between 5 to 7%, price drops. So, which is significant enough for people to say, okay, we want we want to attempt this potential property. We'll increase whatever we need to, but it can be affordable to us.
Absolutely. So as I'm looking at the data, the May 22 average prices in British Columbia are 989,661. And last year in 2021, in the same month, it was 915,392. So it's not a huge jump from the previous year. Good time to buy a house in BC, and give Mr. Sura a call. 778-999-1531 is his number to call. Do not hesitate. He's a good man and he doesn't bite. He will help you if you're moving from Ontario to go see some houses. Give him a call at 778-999-1531. He probably can help you make a cheapest accommodation available for you, and also show the houses so you do not waste much time. And it is a very crisp showing, in and out, with all the features explained, options given to you, and then decision left to you. Once you decide, he's going to write your offer. There you go. You have a house in BC. It's that easy. Call Mr. Sura. It's that easy.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have to do tons of research. You don't have to Google the price in Abbotsford or BC or any other place. I don't even know the names of many places in BC. But the thing is, just call him, ask him, hey, Sura, where can I find the cheapest homes? This kind of house, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, semi or detached or townhome, and he will give you the data. You don't have to spend countless time on Google. And Google, however smart it may be, doesn't have all the answers. There are some answers only with realtors of the communities they work in. So make sure you give him a call. I will repeat his number, 778-999-1531. Anytime, day or night, call him. The advantage is you wake up early and he wakes up late. He wakes up 3 hours late. When it's 5 o'clock, he's still having some sweet dreams. You can call him at 9 o'clock and he will respond to you right away. He has a strict regime, he tells me, but let's disturb his strict regime. Break it up. We don't like people with so strict regimes.
One step at a time, right? So you had put something up earlier with there was a TikTok video. What was that about?
The TikTok video?
Yeah, you had some statement there. People were talking about recession.
Yeah, well, they were just saying, I am telling you, I told you this thing is the best thing, but many other agents keep saying that the market will go up and up. They have to say that I'm the only honest person in the world telling you that this is not the right way. So I can't find that video that easy. It will take me a long time. I see them, I check them out, I say, okay, everyone is trying to run their business in one or the other way, and I wouldn't worry about that. What I want to show you guys here is I got a video in some group, and I wonder where I saw that. There's so many videos that keep coming in, and I wanted to share one charity which is serve humanity, serve God. These guys do phenomenal work, and I really want you to support them in any way you can. They do the best job for people. So if you are actually able to do that for them, please send some money in their way. They can do best
ट्रांसपोर्ट
thing.
सेंटर से खड़े हैं
I'm
भाई
going to
लोग,
show you a
सारे
video
बेड फुल हो चुके
in
हैं
a
ताकि
second
दोनों
where you can see the efforts of these people. Just bear with me for a second.
संगत जी पैंथपुर सेंटर 'ਚ खड़े वाहिगुरू सारे बैड फुल हो चुके हैं ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀਆਂ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੀਜੇ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਲਈ ਸੇਵਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਭਿਆਨਕ ਬੈੱਡ ਸੋਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਕਾਲ ਆ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਸਮਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਰੀਏ ਕਿਆ ਨਾ ਇਹ ਛੋਟਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਕੱਲ ਆਇਆ ਲੀਨਾਬਾਦ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਆ ਨਾ ਇਹਦਾ ਡਾਇਗਨੋਜ਼ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਦੇ 2 ਸਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਵਿਚਾਰਾ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਹਦੀ ਸਗੀ ਮਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕੁੱਟਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਕਾਫੀ ਔਰ ਕਿ ਲਿਟਰਲੀ ਅਬੰਡੈਂਟ ਹਿਮ ਨਾ ਬੁੜੇ ਦਾਦਾ ਦਾਦੀ ਕੋਲ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਚਲੇ ਗਏ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਸਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਾ ਠੀਕ ਹੋ ਭੈਣ ਜੀ ठीक हो बहन जी सारे बेड फुल ने और थर्ड सेंटर जो है बहुत ज़रूरी है ठीक हो कैसे हो नमस्ते ठीक हो सत श्री अकाल बड़े आज का व्हील चेयर पे नहीं बैठे सत श्री अकाल सारे बेड फुल ने संगत जी बहुत ज़्यादा लगातार पेशेंट्स वेटिंग लिस्ट के हैं समझ नहीं आ रहा ये रतवाड़े सेंटर भी बना रहे हैं समझ नहीं आ रहा कि किमें अगे वधिए किमें थल्ले पाने वाली गल है पेशेंट थल्ले पाना पैना बहुत ज़्यादा वेटिंग के है आसिफ कैसे हो ठीक चल रहा है सत श्री अकाल हरकिशन आप बनने क्यों हुए हैं पैर इकट्ठे हो जाते हैं ना इसलिए है ना आज पीजे होके आए हो हाँ ऑपरेशन का है ऑपरेशन होएगा ये वीर MP तो आया है परसों ही पहुंचे रात को है ना इन होप हाँ हाथ उठ रहे हैं आपके हाथ उठने लगे हैं ना ये बहुत ही भयानक बैड सोरां दे विच पहुंचा सीगा सारे पेशेंट इस तरह पहुंच रहे हैं और बैड फुल है इसलिए थर्ड जो सेंटर है उसकी तैयारी करन लगे हैं तो ये रतवाड़ा सेंटर फुल है पैंथपुर सेंटर फुल है समझ नहीं आ रहा करिए क्या किधर में जाइए है ना सो वाहिगुरू ताहीं बेनतियाँ कर रहे हैं 12 साल के हो गए स्कूल नहीं गया आज तक ना पहले जाता था तब चलते थे तब हाँ मतलब देख लो सगी माँ ने कुट कुट के इदा की हालत करती है ना पैर नहीं चलते बट रोटरी मूवमेंट है लेट्स सी डायग्नोज नहीं होया इहदा भी इलाज शुरू कराने हैं सो ताहीं बेनतियाँ कर रहे हैं कि भाई थर्ड सेंटर की नींह रखनी बहुत ज़रूरी है इन्नी वेटिंग लिस्ट है इन्ने भयानक बैड सोरां तो लोग लगातार फोन कर रहे हैं फिजियोथेरेपी बहुत ज़रूरी है अपने आप के टू मेक दम इंडिपेंडेंट है ना तो संगत जी बेनतियाँ कर रहे हैं आप ये थर्ड सेंटर विद इन 10 डेज नहीं रखना चाहते हैं बहुत ज़रूरी है बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है प्लीज़ बेनतियाँ ने सेवा सहयोग जरूर करो वाहिगुरू वाहिगुरू जी सर्वमैटी के पैंथपुर सेंटर खड़े हैं रतवाड़े वाला जो सरकमस्टांसिस तुहाडे नाल शेयर किए हैं इत्थे भी सारे बैड फुल ने समझ नहीं आ रहा करिए क्या पेशेंट बहुत ज़्यादा कॉल कर रहे हैं बहुत ही भयानक हालातों के विच कर रहे हैं अड्ड अड्ड प्रदेशों तो कर रहे हैं कुड़ियाँ छोटी छोटियाँ बच्चे है ना समझ नहीं आ रहा करिए क्या तीजा केयर सेंटर बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है संगत जी ताहीं बेनतियाँ कर रहे हैं साथ दोनों सेंटर पूरे फुल टू कैपेसिटी है वेटिंग लिस्ट लंबी हुई जा रही है और समझ नहीं आ रहा करिए क्या कहिए क्या है ना तो इसे चीज़ में लैके तुहाडे नाल गल कर रहे हैं तो तीजा केयर सेंटर जो है बहुत ज़रूरी है आप उसकी नींव अगले 10
तो ਇਹ ਸੁਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀਡੀਓਜ਼ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਇੱਕ ਚੈਰਿਟੀ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਸਰਵ ਹਿਊਮੈਨਿਟੀ ਸਰਵ ਗੋਡ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਦੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਕਾਨ ਦੇਖੇ ਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੋਸਤਾਂ ਨੇ ਗਿਫਟ ਕੀਤੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਟ੍ਰੀਟ ਕਰੋ ਦੇ ਕੁਡ ਹੈਵ ਸੋਲਡ ਦੋਜ਼ ਹਾਊਸਿਸ ਮੇਡ ਮਿਲੀਅਨਸ ਆਫ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਰੁਪੀਜ਼ ਬਟ ਦੇ ਜਸਟ ਗਿਫਟਡ ਦੋਜ਼ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰਟੀਜ਼ ਟੂ ਦੈਮ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਹ ਸਪਾਈਨਲ ਇੰਜਰੀ ਦੇ ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਟ੍ਰੀਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਟ੍ਰੀਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਇੱਕ ਪੈਸਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟਸ ਤੋਂ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਫੰਡ ਨਾਲ ਰੇਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਪੈਸੇ ਤੇ ਦੇ ਆਰ ਟਰਾਈਂਗ ਟੂ ਮੇਕ ਥਰਡ ਯੂਨਿਟ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿ ਹੋਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਨਕਮਿੰਗ ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਾਖਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਸਕੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਦਿਖਾ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹਦੀ ਮਦਰ ਨੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੁੱਟ ਕੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਪੈਰ ਖਰਾਬ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਟੋਟਲੀ ਹੋਪਲੈਸ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ 'ਚ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ they are able to make movements of their bodies now they hill bhi nahi sakde this charity is doing a phenomenal work in the region of Punjab ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਭਗਤ ਪੂਰਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਗਾਈਡੈਂਸ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਪਿੰਗਲਵਾੜਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹਦੀ ਗਾਈਡੈਂਸ ਉਹਦੀ ਥਾਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਆ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰਲੀ ਇਨਕਾਰਪੋਰੇਟਡ ਨਾਟ ਫॉर प्रॉफिट ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਹੈਲਥ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਰੂਲਸ ਫੋਲੋ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਇਹ ਮੈਡੀਸਨ ਵੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਲੱਖ 2 ਲੱਖ ਰੁਪਏ ਦੀ ਮੈਡੀਸਨ, ਐਂਡ ਦੇ ਡੂ ਨੋਟ ਚਾਰਜ ਐਨੀ ਸਿੰਗਲ ਸੈਂਟ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੋਲੰਟੀਅਰਸ ਨੇ ਉਹ 18 ਸਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ 99 ਸਾਲ ਤੱਕ ਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ। ਇਹ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਿੰਦੇ, ਸਾਲ 'ਚ 1-2 ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਦੇ ਕੋਰਸ ਵੀ ਕਰਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਮੈਡੀਕਲ MBBS ਵਗੈਰਾ ਕਰਵਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਘਰ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਦਿੰਦੇ, ਟੋਟਲੀ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਕੰਸਟਰਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਦਿੰਦੇ, ਐਂਡ ਦੇ ਹੈਵ ਡਨ ਟ੍ਰੀਮੈਂਡਸ ਜੌਬ। ਆਈ ਵਿਲ ਟਰਾਈ ਟੂ ਸੀ ਸਵਰਨਜੀਤ ਜੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਿਨ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਾਈਵ ਆਉਣਗੇ, ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵੀ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ, ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਊਂਗਾ। ਅ ਵੈਰੀ ਅਮੇਜ਼ਿੰਗ ਪਰਸਨੈਲਿਟੀ ਵੀ ਸ਼ੁਡ ਲੁੱਕ ਅਪ। So anyone wants to send donations, the website is servehumanity, servegod.co.in। ਉਸ ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟ 'ਤੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਡੋਨੇਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਅਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਰਸੀਦ ਜਾਏਗੀ। ਇਫ ਯੂ ਵਾਂਟ ਟੂ ਲੁੱਕ ਐਟ the website, the website is here, servehumanity, servegod। ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰਲੀ ਇਨਕਾਰਪੋਰੇਟਡ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਕੋਈ ਡਮੀ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਾ, ਇਟਸ ਆਲ ਰੀਅਲ। ਸਾਰੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟਸ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਐਵਰੀਥਿੰਗ ਇਜ਼ ਮੈਨਸ਼ਨਡ ਔਨ ਦੇਅਰ। ਕੰਸਟਰਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਜੀ, ਐਵਰੇਜਲੀ ਕੰਸਟਰਕਟ 10 ਹਾਊਸਿਸ ਪਰ ਈਅਰ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਵਿਦ ਡਾਇਲੈਪੀਡੇਟਿਡ ਹਾਊਸਿਸ ਇਨ ਵਿਲੇਜਿਸ ਫॉर ਪੂਅਰ ਪੀਪਲ। ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ। ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਕਦੇ ਛੋਟੀ ਮੋਟੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ। ਦੇ ਆਰ ਅਮੇਜ਼ਿੰਗ ਪੀਪਲ ਜੀ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਵੱਡਾ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਬੰਦੇ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ, ਸਵਰਨਜੀਤ ਜੀ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ। ਫਾਈਨਲ ਇੰਜਰੀ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਦੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਚਲੇ ਗਏ ਜੀ। ਔਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਸਿਸਟਮ 'ਚ ਬ੍ਰੇਕਅਪ ਆ ਗਈ ਹੈ। ਬਟ ਐਨੀਵੇਜ਼ shsg.co.in। ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੋਂ ਆਗਿਆ ਲਵਾਂਗੇ ਜੀ, ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਖ਼ਤਮ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ। ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਦਿਨ ਬਹੁਤ ਮੁਬਾਰਕ ਹੋਵੇ ਜੀ। ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਕਰੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਫਲਤਾ ਮਿਲੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ ਕੰਮ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੱਲੇ ਹੋ। ਰੀਅਲ ਸਟੇਟ ਬਾਰੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ, ਗ੍ਰੇਟਰ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਏਰੀਆ 'ਚ ਕੋਈ ਹੈਲਪ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ 647 333 2273 'ਤੇ ਕਾਲ ਕਰ ਲਿਓ। ਐਬਟਸਵੁੱਡ BC 'ਚ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਕਾਲ 778 999 1531 778 999 1531। ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਪਾਲ ਸੁਰਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਹਰ ਵੇਲੇ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਤਿਆਰ ਬੈਠੇ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਦੇਣਾ ਜੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ। ਸਾਡਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ YouTube 'ਤੇ, ਲਿੰਕਡਇਨ 'ਤੇ, ਟਵਿੱਟਰ 'ਤੇ, ਫੇਸਬੁੱਕ 'ਤੇ ਕਈ ਥਾਵਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਚੱਲਦਾ। ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਗੁਜ਼ਾਰਿਸ਼ ਹੈ ਹੱਥ ਬੰਨ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਜੀ, ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਨੂੰ ਲਾਈਕ ਕਰੋ, ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰੋ ਅਤੇ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰੋ ਆਪਣੇ ਦੋਸਤਾਂ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ 'ਚ। ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਓਨਲੀ ਵਨ ਚੈਨਲ ਦੈਟ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਾਈਡਸ ਯੂ ਰੀਅਲ estate ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ। ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਕੋਈ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਰਿਲੀਜੀਅਸ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਟਰੋਵਰਸੀ ਡਿਸਕਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ। We are only focused on giving you information about how to sell or buy your house with full knowledge and all disclosure. Thank you very much. ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਸਾਡਾ ਖਤਮ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਆਗਿਆ ਦਿਓ ਜੀ। ਅਮਰਿਤ ਜੀ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਨੰਬਰ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਚਾਹੋ, ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਗੋ ਹੈਡ।
778-999-1531. Looking forward to seeing you in BC.
778-999-1531. If you give him a deal, he will buy me coffee. So once again, good luck,
Thank
everyone.
you so much.
Enjoy.